here today for this event on career in cybersecurity, organized by NLEAP GCK. For the first time, attendees present here today, NLEAP is a social conscious alumni organization dedicated to bringing together forward-thinking individuals from the past GC Kano batches. We develop programs aligned with our vision of humanizing technology for social welfare, including academic seminars, webinars, skill development, and job preparatory workshops. And today's event is another step towards our mission of empowering people with the necessary skills to excel in fast-paced digital landscape. Cybersecurity is a rapidly growing field, as we know, with increasing demand for professionals due to the rise of cyber threats and data breaches. With the growth technology in all aspects of modern life, the need for skilled cybersecurity experts is more important than ever. A career A career in cybersecurity offers a dynamic and exciting opportunity to work on the front lines of protecting sensitive information and defending against cyber attacks. The need of cybersecurity professionals is only accepted to increase, making it a smart career choice for those who are looking for a job security and growth potential. Our webinar today will be led by Mr. Illyas, an alumnus of GCK and recognized expert in the field of cybersecurity. As the Group CEO of CyberShelter Group of Companies and former Global Head of Cybersecurity and Privacy at Abu Dhabi Islamic Bank, Mr. Illyas brings with him a wealth of knowledge and experience. He is also an executive member of Information Security Information Security Committee of the UAE Bank Federation, and he is also a guest lecturer on cybersecurity in IIT Madras. Mr. Illyas is not only an alumnus of GCK, having studied electronics and communication engineering with the batch of 1990 to 1994. He is also an alumnus of prestigious London Business School. His expertise in the field of cybersecurity and combined with his extensive academic background and professional experience make him a perfect person to talk on the topic of developing career opportunities in the field of cybersecurity. So please join me in giving a warm welcome to Mr. Illyas Kooliyankal. Sir, thank you for being here today, joining with us. So I welcome you with a heartfelt, sir.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Yeah. I also extend a warm welcome to Dr. Bindu PV, HOD of the Department of CSE, who we are honored to call upon for the inaugural session. She has been a constant stable support that has always shown great spirit in helping us to organize events relevant for the community of GCK. Welcome, ma'am. For the first time, attendees present here today, NLEAP is a social conscious alumni organization dedicated to bringing together forward-thinking individuals from the past GC Kano batches. We develop programs aligned with our vision of humanizing technology for social welfare, including academic seminars, webinars, skill development, and job preparatory workshops. And today's event is another step towards our mission of empowering people with the necessary skills to excel in fast-paced digital landscape. Cybersecurity is a rapidly growing field, as we know, with increasing demand for professionals due to the rise of cyber threats and data breaches. With the growth technology in all aspects of modern life, the need for skilled cybersecurity experts is more important than ever. A career a career in cybersecurity offers a dynamic and exciting opportunity to work on the front lines of protecting sensitive information and defending against cyber attacks. The need of cybersecurity professionals is only accepted to increase, making it a smart career choice for those who are looking for a job security and growth potential. Our webinar today will be led by Mr. Illyas, an alumnus of GCK and recognized expert in the field of cybersecurity. As the Group CEO of CyberShelter Group of Companies and former Global Head of Cybersecurity and Privacy at Abu Dhabi Islamic Bank, Mr. Illyas brings with him a wealth of knowledge and experience. He is also an executive member of Information Security Information Security Committee of the UAE Bank Federation, and he is also a guest lecturer on cybersecurity in IIT Madras. Mr. Illyas is not only an alumnus of GCK, having studied electronics and communication engineering with the batch of 1990 to 1994. He is also an alumnus of prestigious London Business School. His expertise in the field of cybersecurity and combined with his extensive academic background and professional experience make him a perfect person to talk on the topic of developing career opportunities in the field of cybersecurity. So please join me in giving a warm welcome to Mr. Illyas Kooliyankal. Sir, thank you for being here today, joining with us. So I welcome you with a heartfelt, sir.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Yeah. I also extend a warm welcome to Dr. Bindu PV, HOD of the Department of CSE, who we are honored to call upon for the inaugural session. She has been a constant stable support that has always shown great spirit in helping us to organize events relevant for the community of GCK. Welcome, ma'am.
Thank you.
To all the attendees here today, I extend my heartfelt welcome. I hope today's session will be an insightful and can be leveraged for building a better future for our individual and collective growth. If you are having any queries in between the talk or in between the session, you can put it that in the chat box. Finally, after the session, we will be having a discussion on that. Is that okay, Ilya, sir?
Yeah.
At the last,
Yeah, that's
okay,
perfect. Yeah.
okay. Then we can go forward, sir.
Okay. So first of all, thank you so much, Enleap, for inviting me for this session. And also thanks to GCK for whatever I am. Thanks a lot. And it is a great privilege to speak to GCK students and community. And overall, I know we have a lot of attendees from outside GCK also. My good evening, good morning, good afternoon to all of you. As a kind of quick update on the program or the session, I'll be covering two aspects. One is my journey. I know it doesn't look very good from my perspective to tell my story, but if it enable someone to be inspired by a little bit of from my experience, I would be honored. And also I'll be giving the second part of the session will be covering what you need to look into for building your cybersecurity career. So I have actually started my journey from GCK. I completed my bachelor in computer electronics and communication in 1994. I was an average student. Yeah, I managed to clear it off. I had a lot of back papers in the S1, S2, and then but at the end I was able to pass at the first attempt. But one of the key element I wanted to mention is that I was not just doing studies only. I was active in extracurricular activities also, and get involved with many other college related programs and stages and all. After my graduation or my engineering graduation, I got an opportunity in Hyderabad for as a distribution engineer or distribution executive for selling a telco instrument. During those days, computers are just coming in, and we were looking at computers from outside the GCK computer lab, and touching is a privilege. And I got this first job. It was a very thrilling experience because job at that time is there's no internet and not easy to find. So whatever it is, I took up that as a first job. During that time, I kind of came across an advertisement in a newspaper about an opportunity for Doha. There was a walk-in interview in Cochin. So I went for that walk-in interview, and I was able to get through, and I got a job in Qatar. So that was actually the job was as a GIS coordinator, geographical information system. They were establishing a the Google map and all now so common and so familiar, but that time maps in computer was a real big thing. So I was involved in digitization of those maps. So I was still ambitious. This is not what I want. I want to be a computer engineer, or I want to be a network engineer. That was my kind of spirit, or my my target. So by 1996, I got an opportunity in Etisalat in UAE Telco and ISP. So they were just starting internet connectivity. Around 10,000 internet users were there. So I joined Etisalat in the internet support section. I got an opportunity and I joined there. So that was actually a big breakthrough, because I was able to join, that internet boom time. I was able to get into various things. And finally, I moved to network security in Etisalat, where during those period, we have two computers, one computer connected to the corporate network and another computer connected to the internet. So that's a kind of security was like that. So to secure, it's physically secure. But then the objective was to set up a internet contact center or call center for Etisalat. So that was the first project or first assignment I had. And that is the time I get into network security. Then I learned. So parallelly, I mean, during my work, I was actually studying. I was spending whatever income I was getting. I was studying, spending on studying and getting certified on various, Microsoft system administration, novel netware, and stuff like that. So in 2007, I was able to join Abu Dhabi Stock Exchange as a head of information security. And then in 2016, that was a major breakthrough for my career also, to be selected as the first global head of cybersecurity for Abu Dhabi Islamic Bank. So I was there last 6 years, and at the end of last year, I moved and established my own firm in cybersecurity, which is called CyberShelter. So that was something which was an ambition I had for a long time. I wanted to establish something my own in the global arena, to contribute to the industry, contribute to the community, and establish a platform for a lot of innovative ideas to flourish. So that is overall about me. So just I explain, as I mentioned, why I told about my stories. I just want to share the success is different for different people. I cannot call I am a success and somebody else is not success. It's all relative. So, but whatever the experience, whatever I was able to do over that last 27 years, there are fundamental education and the learning I was doing, and training and certifications and all. But at the same time, there are many other factors which I believe contributed to what I could do something in the cybersecurity field. So one of them is passion. It was not planned passion. It was, I did not know before coming into cybersecurity, that is my passion, to be frank. Now you have that golden opportunity to identify that, because there are so many channels. When we were in our younger kind of times, there were no internet, and we have to go to the library and read about optical fiber cabling or computers. Now there are so much of information available. So it just I fell into that area or domain, and then I found that it is interesting, and then I was parallelly studying and learning and developing myself. But then I got into a passionate attachment to the field that really kind of pushed me to go more and more and more and more. The second factor what helped me is the competitive spirit I was having naturally, maybe in, where you see people coming from Harvard University or Oxford University, MIT, whatever it is. Now, I don't feel small in front of them or speaking to them or competing with them. If I studied in GCK, it doesn't mean that I'm any less compared to any of them. So that spirit was always there. I say, if I'm not able to do it today, I will be able to do it tomorrow. So that competitive spirit, which is fair competition, it's not about unfair or political or any other, or making someone else small, but internally myself, I was competing myself to come up with better myself. So when I'm moving a career of, sorry, when I'm moving to a firm, a different job, or now I moved to CyberShelter as a CEO, it's a challenge I myself put in, and I wanted to be the best in whatever I'm doing. If I'm not able to do something with passion, with competitive spirit, the best way, I don't take up that at all. So if I do anything small, even I will do it with full heart in that. And that's pretty important to be successful. Obviously, luck favors the brave. So potentially, that really helps also, and a lot of prayers and support from my parents and well-wishers, all of that contributed. But probably I was there at the right time, at the right place, when things comes, and that fall into my lap, and that helped me to develop. So now, why cybersecurity? I think the in introductory speech, a colleague from NLEAP mentioned about certain things. Now, if you see, during COVID, organizations, institutions, everything survived because of technology. Otherwise, it would have been a disaster, much bigger scale than normally what happened, in the last 2-3 years. Technology was the key survivor or key supporting element to make a lot of business to continue, although there are a lot of impact, negative impact was there for many organizations, which kind of disappeared. But overall, technology helped to cope up with the COVID in terms of business operations. And a lot of business, a lot of people, a lot of users came into the technology field. Now, if you see the schools and colleges, they operate online during those times. Business who were against remote working before, they had to go ahead with remote working. Working from anywhere is a common thing now. Cloud, AI, machine learning, the chat GPT, what you can now, the buzz happening. This is all kind of got a very aggressive momentum during last few years. Although it was there and technology was there, but now the percentage of increase in adoption of cloud and using AI, machine learning, everything is, steeply raised. Now, if you see the world economic situation, I mean, Europe, US, and all struggling with financial, situation. The most important element you need to look into is for cost optimization of this organization. The biggest thing going to happen is they are going to have more and more online presence, more and more digitization, more and more technology dependency. So the workforce from certain other areas may be cut down, reduced, but the technology and the security workforce requirement will be more, because more dependency on technology will be happening in the coming months and years. Taking into consideration the dependency on technology, digital, and the cyber attacks and privacy breaches happening, more regulations are coming. Now, US and probably Europe was leading in privacy and security regulations, but now US and other part of the world, UAE, India, everyone is coming up with regulations on security, privacy, and many other domains. Attacks obviously is increasing. The loss associated with cyber attacks was 10.5 trillion. And the market of cybersecurity, the industry itself, the investment in cybersecurity will be $2 trillion in the coming few years. And that means more business in cybersecurity, more people will have opportunities in cybersecurity in terms of companies, in terms of jobs. Nation state, if you see the recent Ukraine-Russia war, it started with cyber war, cyber attack on Ukraine by Russia. And they were targeting the nuclear, power plants and stuff. So nation state involvement is pretty common these days. I personally have experienced nation state attacks, and it's not an easy thing. So you will be on a war front and weeks protecting your organization. So cyber is becoming the war front for the future wars. Similar, now our medical systems, our medical instruments, our body, the pacemaker, many things are coming technology dependent. And attacks in hospitals, data compromise in hospitals, attacks on devices can kill people. So, there are kind of cases where, or even movies came out in the past where someone attacks the medical pieces in the target body. So that could impact safety. Even nation state attacks on critical infrastructure like nuclear power plant, electrical grid, or traffic system, anything, everything connected, and oil refineries, because the recent issue in US and Europe for fuel was actually, there was a cyber attack on that fuel dispersing system. So this is kind of touching our life, our day-to-day life, and that is going to be increasing more and more and more. So coming to cybersecurity profession, although it is so attractive, so aspiring, so ambitious, it's not for everyone. Although I have seen whoever came to cybersecurity never went back, but still you need to really judge whether this is something which you want to do. And I would definitely recommend, don't go by looking at salary, by looking at opportunities. I'll give you two examples for these two areas what I touched upon. One, I was actually, when in 1996, when I started my career, the most attractive vertical was programming. And a lot of people told me, because Y2K was there and people were going to US who are into C, C++, and programming side, or VB. And I have touched, I put my hand in all of that to try to see whether I'm kind of able to do it. And even Oracle was another field which was very hot during that time. My boss was an ex-Oracle employee, and he was, kind of really motivating me to come to Oracle field. But I tried those, and I found that it's okay, I'm able to do it, but I could not really be passionate about it. I did not enjoy it. And if 2-3 persons working on that programming, I find that I may not be the best in that. I can really fight or try for that, but I could not be the real best in that. But my interest was network and systems, which I feel like I would be able to do much better job. And I say, whatever the attractiveness of US and salary and all of that, let me stick with where I can shine. So thank God that really worked. I was able to make a career in that direction to enter into cybersecurity. That's one story. Second story, as I said, passion. It doesn't have to be always there before you come into the field. I hired in my past CISO roles someone who were doing actually, who were actually a physiotherapist, and someone I hired was a bank manager in India for 15 years, and he came here, he could not find a job, And I was looking at someone who has banking experience, who I'd want to hire to refine the banking process from a security perspective, and also do some data classification of the banking information. So I was looking at someone like that, and I got this person who was looking for a job, and I hired him, and he's one of my best hire. He's a banking professional, but get into cybersecurity. Now he has every certification under his belt, and he's into privacy, data privacy domain, and is now potentially getting into a data protection privacy officer role within 3-4 years. So and these people who came in cybersecurity, they become like passionate and they don't want to go back to their field. Now, just to support the facts why cybersecurity is the hot topic or hot career, the last year October, a study shown in US, and it's a very kind of validated study, that cybersecurity will be the most demanding career in US for foreseeable future, not for this year, next year, and next 10 years, for a long time. 300% increase in cyber attack from 2015 till now. And I think it's actually less than the actual. I would say it is much bigger or much higher. The way it is increased, cyber attacks, the compromises, that depends upon the criminals coming into the digital world and a lot of normal people coming into the digital world, where they fell into or falling into these frauds and attacks and compromises, and organization, obviously. 44% of increase in the industry, in next 5 years. That's what I anticipated. And that, again, I'm feeling that it is less than actual. It will be even much better than, much more than. The fourth factor, the most demanding job in US is information security analyst, and 31% increase. Information security analyst can be defined, the role wise, it could be many things, but it could be like an entry level, 3, 4, 5, 6 years experience, someone to do security monitoring, 24/7 monitoring kind of job, or someone doing analysis and all. It's like an entry level or a little bit of a junior level role. But so that is the kind of demand for information security analyst roles. So this is again very vague, few examples of attacks which I'm not going to be covering in detail. But one of the incident you could be connecting or relating is the AIMS hospital chain attack. There was a data breach happened that includes VVIP patients in the hospital. Those information were leaked, or there was a kind of an attack. So there are similarly many attacks happens, many data breach happen, which could be impacting from a privacy perspective, which could be impacting financial perspective, which could be impacting even reputation or regulatory damages for certain institutions. So this is a fact. I mean, we discussed earlier. Again, the study shown that 80% of the attack and 45% of the malware seen in 2021 was completely new. They were not there before, and it just new. Means it's really new people, new ideas, new criminal gangs, nation state actors. Everyone is interested in the cyber world. Everyone is moved to cyber world. So there is an focus in cyber than the physical world for all of these stakeholders. That means more requirement for people to defend, people to protect the organizations or states and people. Regulations. Now, as we see, even if you take into account in India, the Reserve Bank of India has come up with very strong regulations on cybersecurity and privacy. Indian government recent speech from Prime Minister Sri Narendra Modi ji was how important is cybersecurity for the country, and how important is Indians to come into cybersecurity expertise field. So similarly, other places of the world, US, UK, Europe, UAE, Saudi, everyone is coming up with very tight regulations. They're seeing attacks are happening. They know that if the institutions and organizations and individuals are not protected, it could impact the nation itself. Because the targeted attacks is, it's a matter of time. The attacks could be, you may be safe from breaches because someone is not really focused on you. If you are really is the target, it's a matter of time when they can breach. So that is why, cyber security measures has to be proactive and has to be end-to-end holistic, and it needs to be able to detect, protect, detect, and respond and recover. So there are different stages. So attack could happen anytime, but how you respond, how you manage, that is important. So those areas all are expertise required in cybersecurity. So now from a regulatory perspective, as I said, the regulatory fines, sometimes it could be financial, sometimes the license revocation can happen, especially financial, health sector, and many more sectors are now regulations are coming out, and including the data privacy and cybersecurity is very, related. Very much related fields. Now, as you see, GDPR fine if there is a privacy is about personally identifiable information like our name, email address, phone numbers. If it is being breached, accessed by external or internal staff, unauthorized manner without having a requirement, there are a lot of conditions around that, then that is a privacy breach, and it could fine an organization 4% of the total revenue, annual revenue of the organization. So these privacy controls require security measures, because if there is a hack happen, the private data could be leaked, could be compromised. So security is very closely tied with privacy. So as I touched upon earlier, an attack can have a financial impact. It could be a loss of money. If you see, there was an attack where Bangladesh central bank were going to lose $1 billion. And I think they were able to stop it at around 100 million or something, because of someone else detected that there is a compromise happen and there's a money transferring happening. And there are similar so many cases where fund transfer happen, and banks and financial institutions see this very regularly, financial kind of transactional cyber attacks. Then the common man frauds, again using leaked information, leaked credentials, and fake phishing calls and emails. So many cases like that happening. Similarly, compromised email, sending a wrong account number and then transferring the fund to a wrong place, wrong account number. This is being very, very common for small and medium industry, industry organizations. So that is again the loss around financial is huge, and people don't realize the importance of security till they have a compromise. Reputational, regulatory fines, and safety, as I explained before. So now there is a talent shortage in cybersecurity. Now you may be questioning, well, there are so many people don't have job, and then why you are telling there is a shortage of resources? So that's what we are going to cover, why and what we have to do to be making sure we're getting a job and the right job. In here, you can see in India, around 5,63,000, shortage of skilled resource in cybersecurity in 2023. This is a study done by ISC Square, which is a very non-profit organization, very well reputable organization. So why this is happening? Now, the problem in our educational system is it makes you ready for anything, any challenging situation. And that's what even I would say that, it really built resilience in us. It built the approach, how to approach problems. And that is what I think Indian education system is making us. We struggle so much that, anything else comes is so easy for us. So now, but we need to be thinking more. And even I will request GCK management and dean team also, more than studies, more than the theoretical education, what is happening in colleges and universities, you need a total package to be built. For that, you have to be having that subject matter expertise, training, certification, skill development, not theoretical knowledge, what you read or what you kind of train, but you need to build that skill set in students. And the changes in the field should be quickly adapted. I was actually, till maybe a few years back, I was getting every time some or other training and some other certification, and people were asking, Illyas, when are you going to stop? You're studying and study. So I say, if I don't study, I'm out of the picture. I will not be able to. Now also I will be out of the picture if I don't learn about ChatGPT challenges, if I don't learn about the crypto security risk, if I don't learn about the AI related security risk, I'm out. Whatever 27 years of experience is no use. So I need to be making sure that I kept updated. So similarly, aspiring student or a professional who wants to grow in cybersecurity has to develop that subject matter expertise, has to ensure other factors. So one of the things I mentioned to you is that I was able to stand in front of a crowd, not because it just happened like that. When I was in the college, when I was in school, I was actually on the stage, either mono act or drama or anything you say, I was there. Whether I'm good at or not, it's a different story. I don't want to judge that, but I was there on the stage. So there is a, tolikati, you can say in Malayalam. I don't know how to say in, English, but that is built. So that communication, easiness, the way you can express things, the way you talk to people, the way you build your brand, the way you communicate in social media, you present and you write, all of these skills are required. The way you be part of an organization in the college time, you talk to them, you discuss, and all of these factors are going to help. Maybe it doesn't help you in as it is, but it will help in some other areas or some other time in building your career. So all of that smaller things and engagement of the students with the industry. And I would say that our colleges and universities, I don't know how much now GCK is doing, is the industry alignment is missing. Industry experts should be part of probably a guiding board, or a where someone can mentor the students, someone can guide the students into the field on real organizational experience, and the chances of people to get into a training program with companies. And I know placement already there in GCK, but there are many other areas. There could be industry information and experience exchange that is possible, so that the students or the professionals are ready for the industry requirements in cybersecurity. So cybersecurity, why we have saying shortage of staff? Not because there are no people, because when I'm asking for or advertising a job opportunity, I'm getting a lot of CVs, but most of them doesn't have the right skills what I'm looking for, or right personality and right capability to excel in the role what we wanted. So this is what the matching of that is actually impacting and making that shortage of right people for the organization. So because I'm ready to hire someone has the capability, someone has the knowledge, someone is ready to join and whom I can mentor and train to deliver. He doesn't have to have an experience, always. So someone who has the attitude, who has the skill set, who is ready to take up that opportunity. So this is what we wanted people to be build and get ready for the next job. So some of the key areas in cybersecurity, one is the engineering and technical area where there is a kind of apprehension that cybersecurity is all technology. Oh, I cannot get into. That's what example I told as a physiotherapist, a BBA person, a banking officer, and so many people I had experience who came into cybersecurity, which is they're not very technical roles they will go, but there are many other roles in information security which doesn't require a lot of technical expertise. But technical expert, yes, obviously there is a additional benefit and additional kind of advantage they have, and there are roles specifically for technical experience or technology skilled people. So this is what I say, like cloud security or network security, digital transformation, hacking, ethical hacking, all of these areas, those expert with technical know-how and someone who has that interest is good at. But there are similarly auditing, compliance who are not so much of technical, but if you know and if you have the technology expertise, it's good. But otherwise, it's more or less process and kind of governance kind of experience or knowledge. And a good auditor will be with someone with technical experience also, but it can be kind of compromise, or it can be balanced a bit more in auditing compliance roles. Governance, similarly, like strategy, policy development, risk management, performance reporting, all of these areas, people with less technology experience or skill also can grow and develop into a very good professional in cybersecurity. The last but not least is the most important piece of cybersecurity, where they do this threat intelligence of any attacks coming, the dark web, the hacker community, and also the monitoring, the 24/7 monitoring, analysis of the incidents. Is this an attack? Is it not an attack? Where is it targeted? Who is attacking? All those nitty-gritties. That is called cyber defense center or security operations center, and they do when an attack happens, they are the people on the war front who will respond and who will take help from other teams also, but these are the guys who will be on there. And this is actually a area where freshers can come in, like security monitoring, although it's not a very interesting for more than 2-3 years. I mean, initial entry to that field is a kind of potential opportunity for freshers or students to target. And I can see a lot of new commerce in the security monitoring domain by having some training and certifications. So I'm not covering those training certifications and all a lot in this session. You can reach out to me by email or my LinkedIn, and I will kind of guide you what is the good. And don't fall into a fake, a lot of LinkedIn emails coming, fake training, fake certification. And even sometimes when I interview with somebody with a certification of security and he doesn't have any clue, and these are like scams and fraudsters coming up with certificate, and that will be exposed. So you need to have genuine training and genuine certificate to make sure that you can excel in your field. So this is again a bit more detail. One of the most interesting, most important, and most demanding are application security. Someone with programming experience can learn application security is like a hot cake, and a lot of opportunities are there, and very, very, very demanding on application security side. And cloud is another area, cloud security, because a lot of organizations are going to cloud, and the most critical factor for them to decide whether to go to cloud or to not to go to cloud is security. So if someone with a lot of experience, a lot of understanding, a lot of knowledge, now experience, as I said, cloud is comparatively new, but at least the knowledge, the skill set, and you have a lot of opportunity in terms of gaining knowledge in YouTube and LinkedIn and so many training, and you can set it up by yourself and do the testing. You can, I mean, there are so much of opportunity to learn without even getting into an organization or to a job is tremendous. I mean, there are so much, it's a matter of you put that effort or not. And you just Google it, you will find out that there are, you can set up a, cloud instance, and you can configure the security pieces, and you can then train. So you can learn by yourself without getting into a job, or you can get into a trainee or apprenticeship kind of positioning or work placement, and then get some exposure. And cloud application security, threat intelligence, penetration testing, it's always demand is there. If you have the skill set, you have the attitude, you wanted to excel, I mean, these are fields you really can invest on if you have the passion and the interest and the ambition to be the best in that. So focus on that. Network security, again, is a very long-term position or role, which was there always for security tools, devices, management, project implementation, configuration, all of that comes under network security. And again, there are a lot of requirements of a lot of products comes into the market, and you need people to manage it, train, I mean, configure it and operate it. So there is a lot of requirements. Data identity and access management, again, there are fundamentals of security: data classification, data security, data leakage prevention. GRC and BISM is business information security. It's like less technical, but business understanding with some security understanding, and mainly in banks and financial institution. This is a role which is very common, business information security officer. Governance and risk and compliance is what GRC. They are like strategy, policy development, and compliance is like regulatory compliance. Now, if it is GDPR for the UK data privacy regulation, or India, RBI or any other regulations in India, UAE now come up with UAE data protection law, which every organization has to be comply in next few months. So, I mean, those areas, there are people required to support organization to comply and all. And cyber defense, as I said, is the SOC, security monitoring, and also the incident response, vulnerability assessment, penetration testing, all of that comes under that. As I said before, passion. Even if you did not have passion before, when you come in, are you interested? Are you want to be the best? You want to really, you enjoy every day when you come into the office, come into the work or doing that, that is something passion. So if you have the passion and you set a goal and you set shorter objective, you take your path to take to reach those short-term objective, and then you get into your long-term goal. And for me, my long-term goal was establishing a cybersecurity firm and bring up some cybersecurity products and solution to establish on a global front. Somebody from Kanyanad, a small village in Kerala, someone who studied in GCK, wanted to establish a cybersecurity path-breaking entity in the world stage. That is my goal. But my short-term objective was to be the roles in my previous organization, and the CISO of a bank was my last short-term objective. And now my next is to establish CyberShelter to be a real force in the cybersecurity industry. So that's what I'm working on. And that is what, many pieces has to come together, and which should help me to, reach my target. But everyone can have similar long-term goal and short-term objectives, so that, you don't always look at the long-term goal, which is very far, and you're not enjoying the smaller moments. So you need to enjoy that shorter, smaller things also, because a long-term goal will be very far and you will lose interest if you don't enjoy the short-term goal. So you need to set that short-term goals, and you cannot be a CISO or you cannot be an entrepreneur just like that. There are so many other smaller things which you should enjoy, and and then take the energy from that to the next stage. As I said, the competitiveness, the skill development, networking, very important is networking. And you need to make sure attend conferences, events, and any other community events, even Toastmaster, to improve your speaking skills, and training and certification and extracurricular. All of these factors are important to be building the most valuable resource in cybersecurity. And it is not only cybersecurity, it is for everything, anything. But I'm saying in cybersecurity, just learning cybersecurity, technical, things only is not enough. You need to have a combination of all of the other things. Communication, creativity, innovative thinking needs to be there. You need to come up with, so that is what actually, even what I'm thinking is, cybersecurity still doesn't have a magic bullet. Actually, my daughter, or she's also in, she's doing her, bachelor's M&G course in UK, and she was confused what to take, and finally she took computer science and cybersecurity. But initially she was saying, oh, it's too much pressure for your job, I don't want to be a CISO. Then I said, no, why you want to be a CISO? In security, you don't have to be always a CISO or a security professional, and you don't have to work also. It is about how much you can think, how much knowledge you kind of capture, and you may come up with some solutions, some products, some innovative ideas, because there is still no magic bullet, no solution in cybersecurity that will help the organization to protect completely. So every time there are something new comes, new solution, new product, new ideas. So whatever I talked now doesn't mean that it is a job is what you should be targeting. It's about an idea. It should be a kind of a something you come up by yourself in cybersecurity, by gathering all this skill set, all the knowledge, and all the different pieces together. So that's what I told her, and I took her to my office and let her sit with all my teams. Then she found that it is interesting. Because till that time she was, I don't want to be in security. Then she doesn't want to be in medicine also. So I say, like, come and see it, and if you like it, you take it. Otherwise, I don't want to push you. And if you enjoy, you can enjoy. Now she's enjoying, and now I can see that she's getting passionate about cybersecurity. So it's a matter of getting that visibility. What is there? What is not? So there is that it's like a black box for a lot of people, saying, oh, it's a technical, and I am not that technical. I'm not, to be frank, I'm also not that technical. So it's a matter of a combination of many things. That is something which is going to help you in growing as a cybersecurity professional. Now, some of the roles: CISO, the Chief Information Security Officer, what I was in the bank, and CSO is Chief Security Officer, where physical security also will be part of the CISO. Then it becomes CSO. I was not handling physical security. It's a dangerous thing in a bank for physical security. You need to ensure the guards are there, the money is protected, and a lot of very, very sophisticated and sensitive areas. But yeah, in some banks, CSO role will be there, who will be handling both. But in my case, it was not. I was handling security and privacy in my last role. Engineers and architects and analysts, I talk, there are very sample roles. There are many other roles in security. So this is a summarization or summary of what we discussed. So to build a successful cybersecurity career, or any career, some of the foundation is, as I mentioned, the passion, competitiveness, working hard or working smart, and making sure you learn and you train and certify, you speak, you write, you network. And definitely, I don't know how many of you have LinkedIn and how many of you believe in LinkedIn, but I would definitely say LinkedIn is something helped me drastically. And I know there is security risk of information there, somebody can do social engineering to me, but I take that risk, because if you don't take risk, you don't get anything out of the whole world. So you sometimes have to take risk, and that really helped me to build my profile, to build my brand, to develop my brand and reliability by writing, by helping, by sharing, by mentoring, by talking to different people at all stages, even if a junior and senior CEOs and freshers, anybody message me, unless I forgot, I go back to them, I share my experience, I provide my knowledge as much as I can afford, because as a professional you always has busy thing, but at least I kept that open, and that really helped me to get a lot of support, a lot of interest, a lot of information. When you share information, when you train somebody, when you mentor someone, you yourself will be improving as a person, as a personality, as a professional, and that really is important for us to be a better person, a better professional, and better leader. And it's not about only us and getting everything this side and gaining everything our side. I mean, when we share our knowledge, our information, our skill, you are not going to lose anything. It is always going to benefit you as a professional, as a leader, as an entrepreneur. So this is something which I believed in, and this is obviously our genuine approach, our transparent approach, our mutually supporting capability, and our interest is extremely important to be a successful person, whatever in terms. It may not be money, it may not be esteem, it may not be position. It is about how we want to feel successful. It is about when we get that position, when we get that satisfaction that you were able to help somebody, someone is grown into that field, someone has to be able to break into that field, someone I can mentor into the cybersecurity field. So that satisfaction is important for me to be a successful leader or successful entrepreneur, successful CISO. That is extremely important for me. So that is all connected, all of these are connected, and money will come secondary. Money and the whole esteem or the position, all of these things will come as it's a byproduct of that. It is about how we are satisfied as a professional. So to conclude, I think I'm almost on time. I hope I do not take more time. But as I mentioned, it's about how passionate we are, how we set long-term goals, how we set short-term objective, which can be achieved quickly, and you will be enjoying those moments. And then you go to the long-term goal, get trained, get certified, involved with people, network, and get that rapport, get engaged. You don't know who will help you when you need, and you cannot go and ask somebody's help when you need a help. You need to make sure you help others, and then when time comes, somebody else will help us in your career, in your profession, in your personal space. And get a good resume. I mean, I see many resumes coming are like, I will throw into the garbage, and not putting a small effort to develop a good resume, then so lazy they are. So you have to make sure there are so many tools available like Canva, LinkedIn, many places in Microsoft itself, and so many website, like freelancers, that you create a good resume that is impactful. That is a first impression. And make sure the interview you're attending with confidence, with knowledge. For attending an interview, you cannot do it last minute, mugging of concepts. You need to be prepared. You need to be developing. You need to train. You need to learn, read, see videos, technology or leadership videos, and then you be ready when that opportunity comes. And you need to grab that opportunity at that time. You cannot go at last minute, and build a brand, build a personality, build a reliable personality, build a leader kind of personality, so that you will be recognized and you will be appreciated by the industry and organization. That's it from my side. Thank you so much for NLEAP, GCK, and all who were here the whole session. I hope I was able to give some, small thoughts, small or minor triggers in your thinking process. It's not an educational training. It's just to trigger some thoughts in you. Now you have the luxury of contacting me in this, email address or my phone number, or you can always Google, or you can go to ChatGPT and get a lot of information around this. And I wish you a great cybersecurity career. And I'm open to, even guide you on what certification training to do. And I'm working on some program. Once CyberShelter is stabilized and set up, I will have some kind of an internship programs for freshers to take the best and to develop them into a cybersecurity champions in the future. That is one of my side objective also, to serve the community with a lot of job opportunities for our people who are looking for job with all the skill set they have. So I need to support that. Hopefully I will be able to do that in the future. Thank you so much, guys, and thank you so much, Anleep and Jessica.
Yeah, thank you, sir. So can we go? We are having some questions in the chat box. Shall we go to that?
Sure.
Yeah, I will like one. So here we have one question from Joshi Kia. I will read out that. How can we attract people to come to cybersecurity as their responsibility than security professionals talk so much about ransomware, child abuse, phishing cases, etc., and monitor them? Is there any better way?
I'm just trying to understand that question.
Yeah. How can we attract the people?
Yeah, I'm reading it.
Okay.
See, this is actually about security awareness, what I believe, Joshi, the question is. So security awareness has to be, there are a lot of initiative, and in Kerala, I know I'm very closely associated with Kerala Police Cyber Dome, a member of the Cocoon Conference Advisory Board also, with Mr. Manoj Abraham sir. And a lot of education and awareness is happening, but still, I think it has to be more, and it needs to be kind of reaching to every house. And institutions like GCK and other colleges and universities and all can play a lot of bigger role in this improving the awareness. And one of the action, or one of the initiative I had earlier was, I've actually set up a website called securereading.com for improving the awareness and improving awareness for end users or public, and also organizations in terms of threat intelligence and any kind of attack information. So I mean, this is a real challenge. There are a lot of initiatives are there, and even we as CyberShelter also has a lot of security awareness programs in our pipeline, which will be covering organizations and public alike. And I'm part of an eSafe organization here, which is for child online safety. There are a lot of initiatives under their umbrella is happening, similar to Cyberdome in Kerala, where child abuse, online child abuse related issues are also taken up.
Yeah, thank you, sir. I will read out the next questions from Kabir. We have a number of startups by just passed out graduates nowadays. They are a bit confused on whether to have cybersecurity competence in-house or engage from outside. The cost is the main concern for them. What's your suggestion to have someone on board or engage consultants, which they may not be able to bear normally?
Yeah, I think that's a very, very good question. And I'm sorry, I'm putting my business hat also. And I believe, I mean, when I saw a lot of companies coming and presenting when I was in the bank, and a lot of products and a lot of new startup ideas, fintechs and all, I felt like, I mean, zero security in their products and solutions. And I can understand that as a startup, they cannot invest on people or hiring a CISO or a security team, or even getting a lot of costly consultancy. So that is an area what CyberShelter is also coming in to provide very cost-effective security services for those startups. And what I would recommend, Kabir, is that I don't recommend them to have an internal team till they establish as an organization, they are making money, because it will be a lot of operating costs for them to run, and it will be too complicated. So it's better to outsource. And one area what I'm doing is like, and maybe you might have seen a couple of organizations. I'm already is a cybersecurity advisor into their board to these startups. So they want to get the CISO view, and they want to make sure how to get their security pieces are kind of covered. So that is the best way to do it. And a lot of startups are there, and they can really get some kind of a cost-effective services from organizations like us instead of having it in-house. So they need to make a decision at some point of time when they grow. They may need to have at least one or two, and then increase that to a proper organization structure. But otherwise, the end-to-end security can be managed by a third party like us.
Thank you, sir. I am going through some selected questions only due to our time. So, what changes are you accepting in cybersecurity in the artificial intelligence era?
Okay, this is again a pretty interesting question. I don't know if somebody is following my LinkedIn. I had one speech posted. It was I spoke during COVID time, maybe 3 years back. One of the key issue with AI, which is already happening, is most of these phishing emails what we are getting, they are actually using AI also. And they are what they are doing is now, and it could be dangerous, it could reach to a dangerous proposition. Like now, Illyas is a cybersecurity person. He is in LinkedIn, he's in Facebook, he's in Instagram. And these all data points can be collected by some engine, okay, and it can process within no time and identify what is my weakness. Okay, maybe my weakness is car, or maybe my weakness is I'm looking for business now because of CyberShelter, or maybe my weakness is I'm looking for a job. And the hackers or the bad guys can customize a phishing email targeting my weakness. Yesterday I was looking for a job. Today, or maybe even within 1 hour, I may be getting an email saying you are being shortlisted for so and so job, company, so job. Please fill in this, click this link. I click that link. Either it may be a malware get downloaded to my PC, or it may be asking for some information, which is I will fill in all my username, password, credit card number, depends upon what is that mail. And the bad guys will get all of this information, or he may compromise my PC. So that is already happening. And this sophistication of AI in cyber attack could reach to dangerous proposition that it could be an AI based war. It could be in the future, there could be AI war that is going to impact nations, and that could be impacting people's safety. That could be impacting nuclear plant. It could impact critical national infrastructure. And this is what is going to happen. And you need to be prepared for that. So now that is the bad side. Now the good side of it is now there are a lot of security solutions are coming using AI, and already they are kind of in place, and that could be even defending. So it's like movie, and it will be like AI engine will be attacking in the future, and AI engine will be defending. So maybe we will be stepping aside when we are seeing this attack in the future, but the pace at the defensive side is coming is little slower than the attacker side, but still it is happening, and a lot of things are happening in the cybersecurity field with AI. It's like I'll tell prediction of attacks. Cybersecurity solution which can predict based on trend that potentially there is an attack that could happen tomorrow or next week based on the analysis of the data. So ML, machine learning and data analytics and AI, all of these pieces together can predict what could happen and then take some actions. Sorry, Karam.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Sir, there is a question from Rashikara about the possibility of jumping to cybersecurity with intermediate programming skills. About your suggestions, sir, for that.
Yeah, I would be really, I would encourage people with programming skills to come to cybersecurity, because there is a huge kind of shortage of good programming skill. Good means intermediate also okay. Someone who knows programming, because they are better in terms of penetration testing, application security, because then you need to understand the coding, you need to understand the language, or at least the algorithm or the way program is structured to ensure the right security is there in the coding. And also, like, doing a testing, security testing, penetration testing, it will be easier for them to find gaps. So definitely, if you are interested, I would say that you should explore that.
Okay, thank you, sir. Sir, shall we have a couple of questions also? Is there
Yeah,
time okay?
I am free. I mean, I'm free.
Okay,
It's about
okay,
others.
okay, then okay, sir. Then we go for it. There's a question from a first year student, sir, that she's still having a starting trouble to understand how to make herself involved in cybersecurity learning and aptitude.
See, one thing is, this is what the problem many have, and I hope today's session at least gives some kind of a starting, overcome starting trouble. They can contact me directly, message me or email me, and I can guide them on getting into some, training online. There are online training and all, kind of starting overall view of cyber or information security. There are good courses are there. Some are costly, some are cheaper, which I could recommend and they can choose. But obviously, there are so many YouTube videos, so many courses in LinkedIn, Udemy, and all of that for a beginner. There's some certain very good courses which is a bit expensive, that gives a full overall picture, and many of my relatives and friends did those courses, which help them to come into the field pretty quickly and understand overall security skills. But I would say that if you are getting into an interest, start slowly reading about information security, what is the basics of information security, what it actually meant. Then you will come to know which field. And I hope today I gave a little bit of a picture about what are the different fields, different tastes. Like programming, we say programmers can go to application, or not programmers, programming aptitude people. I mean, people with that aptitude of programming can think about application security, penetration testing, ethical hacking, cloud security. All of this area, they will be very, very good. And others, network systems people can go to network security, and cloud again, they can also go. Someone who are not very technical, who doesn't want to be too technical, they can think about strategy, governance, risk management kind of roles.
Okay, sir. There's a question from Fadil that he would like to know about the new trends in cybersecurity like CEH, CPT, etc.
Yeah, see, new trends is about based on cybersecurity. So one thing I was referring earlier about my daughter. One thing I told her, now whatever technology change happened. Now, maybe a few years back, cloud was bit of a special, big data, AI, all of this were coming. Now, tomorrow it may be, today also crypto is there, chat GPT is there. Tomorrow there may be metaverse already again there. There's something else will come. whatever the technology change happened, everything requires security. Anything now technology depend. Now blockchain, you say blockchain is secure. Blockchain is secure from a concept perspective, but blockchain also is software. Blockchain also there is programming. Everything, every machine now we say it is secure, and there is a program in that, there is a security risk. So security professional, security service, security requirement is there irrespective of what is happening. So the trends in cybersecurity is how you secure that new things coming. Now there are chat GPT come. Now our challenge is how to secure that. AI come. What is the security in AI? How to ensure security in AI? Now metaverse, how to ensure security in metaverse? All of that. Now security in a security solution itself, AI and all of these latest blockchain related pieces are part of the security solutions. Now, but finally, security at the end for me is basics, fundamental. So we tell security as confidentiality, integrity, and availability. How to ensure confidentiality, how to ensure integrity, how to ensure availability by people, process, technology, by having the right technical control, having the awareness improved, having the right processes to ensure confidentiality, integrity, availability of security. This is what security all about. Now, whatever the new things comes, it is the objective is the same, but there are new solutions come. There are innovative approaches comes, innovative solutions in security will be coming to address certain problems in an automated manner. Maybe now doing in manual, but in the future it may be automated, more and more automation. Like for example, data leakage solution is a solution, data leakage prevention. Earlier we used to tell people don't send sensitive data outside. Now there is not now, I mean for few years back, the solution which can detect and prevent that sensitive information going out from the organization. That is an automation happened. So now discovery of data in the organization. Earlier we used to manually discover, manually say, okay, where are my data, which machines, which system, which location, which folder. Now there are AI based tool that can automatically detect this data discovery. So there are similar things happening in cybersecurity, on many different front. But more than that, it is about that new technology development. Now cloud come. Now we need to make sure I know how to secure cloud. So that is what the changes or adoption of latest developments in cybersecurity.
Okay, sir. I am taking you to the last question. There's a question from Ashwin Divaga. On one hand, technology is getting updated, and on the other hand, the threats are increasing day by day. So compared to other areas in IT, it seems very important to be up to date if we are having a career in cybersecurity. As we age, won't that be a challenge? What is your opinion about this?
I think I lost you, but can you hear me, Nawaz?
Yes, sir, I can hear you.
Yes, please.
Hello?
Yes, please. Please come. Hello?
Yeah, can you hear me? I mean, I lost the question.
Okay, sir.
No,
I will.
No, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. I'm reading it. So
Okay.
yeah, this is Ashwin. I think Ashwin is a very good question. The beauty of cybersecurity is that is why actually I'm passionate. If I'm doing an accounting job or I am doing an HR job, it's a routine, and we after a period of time it become like so much of a routine thing. And even I was changing my job also after 5-6 years every time. And now I say I started my company also is because you don't want to be monotonous. You want to see your next challenge. You want to do something new, different. And that is what is in making it so interesting, because job is not for making money only, and job is something you want to enjoy and you want to learn, you want to develop. And cybersecurity is such a field, there is nothing yet concrete here. Even technology, maybe you can say till a certain extent, IT area, it's bit of maybe stabilized. Okay, new technology comes, then you adapt. But CIO, CTO, it's the same thing. but there are new technology coming in metaverse and all, fintech and stuff. But cybersecurity is even aggressive because now all of these are able to do their job. Fintech or blockchain or metaverse is able to do because you have the right security. If an organization doesn't get that assurance that it is secure, they cannot go into that new field in technology. They cannot adopt that technology, because if you see online e-learning happening during the COVID time, I mean, people would have been afraid that if there is no proper security, and there were cases where compromises and people get jumping into the meeting, and a lot of issues. So that confidence is coming because security assurance is given, and that is what the beauty of professionals in cybersecurity, because they keep updating their. It is sometimes challenging, and it is, as I said, I'm 51 now. I'm still have to learn the latest thing happening. Then only I will be able to sustain. But that is making us so interesting in this field.
Yeah, thank you, sir. I think it's time to conclude, sir. So we had a very wonderful session from you, sir. Thank you for time. We were having an official vote of thanks. So I would like to welcome Mr. Nawaz Sharif for giving the vote of thanks, sir.
Thank you so much, guys. Thank you.
Hi all. Am I audible?
Yes, Nawaz. Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah. Okay. It was a eye-opening and brilliant session. First of all, I would like to thank Mr. Illyas for the mind-opening session. He shared all his professional experiences in this field of cybersecurity, and he explained what is the future of security and what will be the job opportunities, how one person can enter to the field. All these things he explained in the short time. It was very well. And actually, I remember the first day. Still remember the first day when we met him. When I met him for the first time in Dubai. Actually, it was a another alumni session by Dubai GCK alumni, and somebody, I don't remember, not even remember his name. Somebody introduced me to him, and we talked for it.
It was Ashraf.
Ashraf, yeah, Ashraf. I was trying to recollect that name for a for longer time. What is his name? But I still remember his face. Okay, he was also talking very well, and he introduced to me to Illyas Kooliyankal, and we talked for a long time. Actually, we talk, first of all, we introduced each other, and we talked about cybersecurity, and we talked about some incidents happened, like he mentioned in Ames, and one more. I still remember that day, that London fuel blackout. Yeah. Yes, actually, that blackout also, I think he explained me that how the fuel blackout happened because of the cyber attack. Actually, all the supply chain, all the logistics was hacked by somebody, some hackers, and there was a huge fuel shortage happened in London, I think. And I remember one more person, Sir Shabir Babu, who was talking about the how the cyber security is relevant for the food security also. And after some time, I requested him, can we do a session on for our college students on this? He open-mindedly he agreed to that, and he gave his time for the session. And even though he was busy with his opening a new company, and but he managed to give us time for this. Thank you, Illyas Kooliyankal. Thank you very much for your valuable time. And also, I would like to tell my junior who are students in college, not even in GCK, from other college also, some people are joined here. I can see them. Actually, please note the opportunity of internship which Illyas mentioned, because during my time I was not aware. I was not even aware about the internship. During my masters only, I was aware about what is the importance of an internship. So there is a good opportunity you people are getting, and Please follow him on LinkedIn. We'll share his mail ID also with you. Please text him, please mail him, and get a chance to get an internship. Get an internship. This will be good for your future, because it, as we know, nobody. Very rarely people are just freshly entering to the field of cybersecurity. So this will be a good session, a good chance for you people. Please utilize that for your bright future. Ilyaska, thank you for your session. Thank you for your the opportunity of internship. And I would like to thank our Honorable HOD of the Computer Science and Engineering, GCEK, Bindu Madam, for addressing the session. It was due to, unfortunately, there was some technical issues happened, but she cooperated with us well, and we are requesting her for the upcoming sessions, seminars, which we are planning to conduct. Thank you, Madam. That's it. So I would like to conclude the session. I would like to thank all of the people for joining the session. Thank you all. Good night. Anything else?
Thank you so much. Thank you all. Appreciate it.